Electronic gadgets kept in trouser pockets, on belts, in the kitchen, everything was on target. Ordinary communication devices turned into miniature grenades. The recent explosions have added a new layer to the Israel-Hamas war, marked by deadly Israeli airstrikes and Hezbollah's attacks on northern Israel. No Israeli officials have claimed responsibility for the Gadget explosions, which Hezbollah attributed to Israel. Is this a new brand of warfare that the world is witnessing? There's nothing entirely new about sabotaging phones or planting bombs. Terrorists and spy agencies have used these tactics earlier, as well as in history. But what was different this time around was the sheer scale of explosives that blew up at the same time.
At the end of the day, it's a combination of three elements that work perfectly, which is intelligence on one hand, technology on the other, and the operational capabilities. This combination of the three made this event, this operation successful, and I think what is important to mention is that it was directed on Hezbollah operative, not on any civilians. It might happen that one or two civilians were close and were injured, but the purpose of the operation was directed to operatives of Hezbollah.
This kind of operation was never seen in the region. That from afar, there is actually an operational achievement to damage 3,000 hands that can pull the trigger and press the button of launching rockets to over here towards Israel. It is definitely an intelligence infiltration that is overwhelming capability. But I think the greatest achievement here is the confusion that it created among Hezbollah, the psychological damage among Hezbollah, and the fact that somebody can cause that much of a damage without even invading into Lebanon.
Israeli officials are silent on the simultaneous explosions of communications devices used by Iran-backed Lebanese militant group. However, the security sources told Reuters that Unit 8200, a military unit that is not part of Mossad, was involved in the development stage of the operation against Hezbollah. This operation was over a year in the making. The source said Unit 8200 was involved in the technical side of testing how they would insert explosive material into the manufacturing process.
In Israel, we have many threats around us, and the military is not as big as needed to protect the entire border, so alerting is super important. So the unit started with the main focus of being an alerting unit, classical SIGINT unit, signal intelligence unit, then morphed into a cyber operation, probably one of the best cyber operations worldwide. And of course, you can find there a lot of different professions from cyber to software to data, big data, AI, and more. Probably the most important part of the unit culture is a can-do attitude. So an attitude that says, no matter how big the task is, no matter how lack of resources I am and how much I don't have any idea how I can pull this off, everything that's put to my table, I will be able to do.
In many ways, the recent operations against Hezbollah are an echo of tactics seen earlier. In a striking parallel with past operations, Israeli intelligence, particularly Mossad, has demonstrated its adaptability by utilizing a relic from the 90s, using pagers.
It is important to keep in mind that nearly 3 decades ago, Israel managed to assassinate the main designer of bombs for Hamas. His name was Yahya Ayyash. He was known by the moniker the engineer because of those skills. And He was killed when his cell phone exploded, apparently because a small amount of explosives had been put in the device and were detonated by a remote control from an airplane flying over Gaza, listening in to make sure it was his voice on the phone at the time that it was detonated.